I stand in the middle of a quiet garden. The sun is warm on my skin, but suddenly everything shifts. I'm elevated into a dreamlike state, floating through the vastness of the universe. Each planet resonates with a different sound, a different vibration. In that moment, all knowledge and connection seem to unfold before me. For many years, I carried that experience with me. I could never fully explain it. Was it simply imagination, a dream, or a child's mind exploring possibilities? Or was it something more profound? As I grew older, I discovered that some of humanity's greatest thinkers had asked similar questions. What is consciousness? Where does it come from? And could it be connected to something deeper than we currently understand? One of the most intriguing modern attempts to answer these questions comes from physicist Roger Penrose and anesthesiologist Stuart Hameroff. Together, they developed what became known as the orchestrated objective reduction theory. Most neuroscientists believe consciousness emerges from the interactions of neurons within the brain. Penrose and Hameroff proposed something far more radical. They suggested that tiny structures within our brain cells, known as microtubules, may support quantum processes. These quantum events, they argue, could play a direct role in generating conscious experience itself. The theory remains controversial. For many years, critics argued that quantum effects could not survive in the warm, wet environment of the brain. Quantum states, they claimed, would collapse far too quickly to contribute to consciousness. Yet science continues to evolve. Recent research has renewed interest in the possibility that microtubules may possess properties previously overlooked. While far from proving the theory, these findings suggest the conversation is far from over. The mystery remains open. What fascinates me is not merely whether Penrose and Hameroff are ultimately correct. It is the possibility that consciousness may be more deeply woven into reality than we currently imagine. This brings me to another controversial thinker, Rupert Sheldrake. Sheldrake proposed the theory of morphic resonance. According to his theory, nature possesses a kind of memory. Once patterns emerge, they may become easier to repeat. Habits, behaviors, and forms may be influenced not only by genes or direct learning, but also by invisible fields shaped by previous experience. Imagine a path through a forest. The first traveler struggles through dense undergrowth. By the 100th traveler, a clear path exists. Sheldrake suggested that nature itself may work in a similar way. Once a pattern is established, it becomes more available to future generations. His ideas remain highly controversial and are not accepted by mainstream science. Yet they echo an eerie similarity to many ancient cultures. For example, in Hinduism, there's the idea of the samskaras, which are like mental impressions or habits passed down generations. In indigenous Australian cultures, there's the dream time, a kind of primordial memory of the land, ancestors, and all creation, leading us to consider a profound possibility that we may participate in patterns larger than ourselves. Sheldrake also points to a study published in Nature titled Inheriting the Fear of Fathers. Mice conditioned to fear a particular smell produced offspring that displayed the same aversion despite never experiencing the original conditioning. While the mechanisms remain debated, the findings raise intriguing questions about how experience may influence future generations. Whether through quantum processes, collective memory, or mechanisms not yet understood, it could be that consciousness is not an isolated phenomenon confined entirely within individual brains. Perhaps it is participatory. Perhaps it is woven into the fabric of existence itself. When I think back to that child standing in the garden, I no longer feel the need to explain away the experience, nor do I need to claim certainty about what it meant. The value of wonder is not that it provides answers. Its value is possibly that it keeps questions alive. Science, philosophy, and spirituality all begin with curiosity. And maybe the enthusiasm of a child is the purest form of curiosity we possess. One that looks at the stars and asks why. One who hears music in the movement of the planets. The child who senses that reality may be deeper than appearances suggest. Whether consciousness ultimately arises from neurons, quantum processes, morphic fields, or something we have yet to discover, one thing remains certain. We are participants in a mystery. Perhaps the greatest gift is retaining the courage to keep asking the question with the enthusiasm of a child, and the endless wonder of a universe still waiting to be understood.